Among the paintings rediscovered at Long Melford is one that has already proved to be of real historical importance. General Sir Walter Pipon Braithwaite GCB was governor of the Royal Hospital, Chelsea, at the time when Countess Ingigerd Ahlefeld was painting her Keepers of the Commonwealth. The General's portrait was identified by the Royal Hospital in 2014. Braithwaite was nearing the end of an extraordinary military career when the Countess painted him. Born the 12th child of a village priest, he was commissioned as a lieutenant in the Somerset Light Infantry in 1886. The General worked his way up through the ranks and reached several of the very highest positions in the British Army. This is noteworthy because he was branded as arrogant and ignorant by Anzac forces during the Gallipoli campaign. These accusations were often made against the British staff officers during World War I, but Braithwaite did not come from a privileged or aristocratic background like so many of the other senior officers. It is interesting to speculate how this portrait came about. Did the General commission the Countess to paint it? Had Braithwaite seen some of the other works and asked Countess Ingigerd to paint him too? Or perhaps the Countess's father, Count Prebin Ahlefeld-Lerwick, the serving Danish ambassador in London, chanced upon the General on one of his many visits to the palace, where he was often to be found. The portrait of General Braithwaite is different from those of the anonymous soldiers in the 1939 exhibition. He was named in the exhibition catalogue. He was not an anonymous keeper of the Commonwealth. This is also true of the portrait of RSM Lynch, DCM. Lynch's portrait has been on display at the Royal Hospital, Chelsea since 1987. It was bought by the governor of the hospital when he recognised it purely by chance at a local art gallery. Lynch was the longest-serving regimental sergeant major at the Royal Hospital during the 20th century. It is now known that Countess Ingigerd became an air raid warden when war broke out in 1939. The Royal Hospital formed 2 units of Home Guard, and RSM Lynch commanded one of them. They may well have worked together, protecting the citizens of Chelsea in the early stages of the war. In 1940, the hospital was bombed. In 1941, Lynch died. Did the Countess keep this portrait as a reminder of those dark days? As far as we know, it was the only painting from the Keepers of the Commonwealth exhibition that stayed in her possession until she died. If you wish to see the portraits of RSM Lynch and General Braithwaite, they are now on display side by side at the Royal Hospital, Chelsea, just 20 metres from where the grave of General Braithwaite and his wife is situated. Their only son, Lieutenant Valentine Braithwaite, MC, who had served as his father's adjutant at Gallipoli, was killed on the first day of the Battle of the Somme in 1916. He was serving in the Somerset Light Infantry 30 years after his father joined that regiment. His body was never found. In early 1917, the General led the 62nd Division to France and when he reached the battlefield at Serre, he searched the bomb craters repeatedly for any remains of his one and only child. After the war, he purchased the land his son had died on and set up a memorial to him that still stands there today. General Sir Walter Pipon Braithwaite GCB served his country for 60 years and held many of the highest commands in the British Army. He and his wife paid a high price. Like the other paintings found at Long Melford in 2014, the General's portrait spent 60 years lost in a garden shed. Identified, cleaned and framed, it now has a place of honour at the Royal Hospital Chelsea, where it will be on permanent display. But who are these other heroes? Can you help identify the keepers of the Commonwealth? The anonymous soldiers, painted by the Countess, must be known to somebody out there. Let's give these men their identities back.